African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command and combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation on the 27th of June, 2024. This morning, the armed forces of the Russian Federation launched a group strike with high-precision, long-range sea-based weapons, an aeroballistic hypersonic missile Dagger, as well as unmanned aerial vehicles on the airfield infrastructure of Ukraine, planned to accommodate aircraft from Western countries. The target of the strike has been achieved. All designated targets are hit. Units of the North Group of troops defeated the personnel and equipment of the 42nd, 57th Mechanized Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the 113th, 125th and 127th Terrorist Defense Brigades in the areas of the settlements of Volchansk, Neskutchnoye, and Lipsy in the Kharkov region. Enemy losses amounted to up to 190 military personnel, for armored combat vehicles, 3 cars, 2 155mm FH-70 howitzers made in Great Britain, and 3 122mm D-30 howitzers. Units of the West Group of troops occupied more advantageous positions and defeated the formations of the 14th, 21st and 115th Mechanized Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine in the areas of the settlements of Nevskoy of the Lugansk People's Republic, Sinkovka of the Kharkov region, and Grigorovka of the Donetsk People's Republic. A counterattack by assault groups of the enemy's 63rd Mechanized Brigade was also repelled. The Ukrainian armed forces lost up to 585 military personnel, for vehicles, a 155mm US-made M777 howitzer, a 152mm D-20 howitzer, a 122mm 2S1 Gvozdika self-propelled artillery mount, and a 122mm D-30 howitzer. In addition, for artillery ammunition depots, a US-made and TPQ-50 counter-battery radar station and an electronic reconnaissance station were destroyed. Units of the Southern Group of troops improved the situation along the front line and also defeated the manpower and equipment of the 79th Airborne Assault, 46th Airmobile Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine in the areas of the settlements of Kharkov and Konstantinovka of the Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy lost more than 640 troops, an armored personnel carrier, 5 vehicles, a US-made 155mm M777 howitzer, a US-made 155mm M198 howitzer, 3 152mm D-20 howitzers, and a 122mm D-30 howitzer. 5 field ammunition depots of the Ukrainian armed forces were destroyed. Units of the Center Group of troops improved the tactical situation and defeated the formations of the 24th Mechanized Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and the 109th Terrestrial Defense Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Novgorodsko and Toretsk of the Donetsk People's Republic. During the day, 6 counterattacks by assault groups of the 23rd, 41st, 31st, 68th Mechanized and 95th Air Assault Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces were repelled. Enemy losses amounted to up to 345 military personnel, 3 vehicles, a 155mm M777 howitzer made in the USA, a 152mm 2A65 MSTB howitzer, 4 122mm D-30 howitzers, and a 100mm MT-12 Rapier anti-tank gun. Units of the Vostok Group of troops occupied more advantageous positions and also defeated the manpower and equipment of the 123rd Territorial Defense Brigade and the 17th National Guard Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Urozhanoye and Velikaya Novoselka of the Donetsk People's Republic. In addition, 2 counterattacks by units of the enemy's 58th Motorized Infantry Brigade were repelled. The Ukrainian armed forces lost more than 115 military personnel, an armored combat vehicle, 5 vehicles, a 155mm FH-70 howitzer made in Great Britain, a 122mm self-propelled artillery mount 2S1 Gvozdika, a 122mm howitzer D-30, and a 105mm M119 gun made in the USA. Units of the Dnieper Group of troops defeated the manpower and equipment of the 35th and 37th Marine Brigades in the areas of the settlements of Dniprovsko, Tokarevka, and Otradokomenka, Kherson region. The losses of the Ukrainian armed forces amounted to up to 80 military personnel and 13 vehicles. During the counter-battery fight, the following were destroyed during the day: 3 launchers of the HIMARS multiple launch rocket system made in the USA, a 155mm M777 howitzer made in the USA, a 155mm FH-70 howitzer made in the UK, and a 122mm self-propelled artillery Mount 2S1 Gvozdika. Operational tactical aviation, unmanned aerial vehicles, missile forces, and artillery from groupings of troops of the armed forces of the Russian Federation defeated concentrations of enemy manpower and military equipment in 117 regions. Air defense systems shot down 2 MiG-29 aircraft of the Ukrainian Air Force, 62 unmanned aerial vehicles, 4 U.S.-made Patriot anti-aircraft guided missiles, and 2 U.S.-made HIMARS missiles. In total, since the beginning of the special military operation, the following have been destroyed: 615 aircraft, 276 helicopters, 26,704 unmanned aerial vehicles, 533 anti-aircraft missile systems, 16,439 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,356 combat vehicles of multiple launch rocket systems, 10,963 field artillery guns and mortars, and also 23,008 units of special military vehicles. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.